President Salok Zode and Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed congratulated President Ismail Omar Guelleh on his election victory. Hello and welcome to this news hour. I'm Daniel Kasahun with the news. Russian ambassador to Ethiopia, Evgeny Terekin, expresses his country's willingness to fully support Ethiopia's societal applications of nuclear technology in the health sector and agriculture. The ambassador Terekin told the Ethiopian Herald that Russia desires to support Ethiopia's efforts to utilize high-level technology, including the development of nuclear energy for peaceful purpose. As numerous Africans are affected by oncology disease, having the treatment center in Ethiopia. Sorry for the technical problem. Let me back to the president's story. President Sahle-Work Zewde and Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed congratulated President Ismail Omar Guelleh on his election victory. President Ismail Omar Guelleh has been re-elected for a fifth term after winning more than 98% of the vote in Friday's election. Results show his rival businessman Zakaria Farah took less than 5,000 votes. Back to the Russian story. Russian ambassador to Ethiopia, Evgeny Terekin, expresses his country's willingness to fully support Ethiopia's societal applications of nuclear technology in healthcare and agriculture. Ambassador Terekin told the Ethiopian Herald that Russia desires to support Ethiopia's efforts to utilize high-level technology, including the development of nuclear energy for peaceful purposes. As numerous Africans are affected by oncology disease, having the treatment center in Ethiopia will help treating millions, the ambassador stated. The nuclear technology will reduce Ethiopia's huge post-harvest loss, which stands at 25% annually, the ambassador said. Accessing the nuclear energy will have a significant role to Ethiopia and immensely helps East African region as a whole, he pointed out. It should be recalled that during the 2019 Russia-Africa Summit, Ethiopia and Russia signed an agreement for the peaceful use of nuclear energy. Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed, accompanied by senior government officials, launched the construction of Roha Medical Center in the capital Addis Ababa. The 12 billion birr project will boost up the medical sector in Ethiopia, making the country a hub of African medical tourism, the premier said. Aula Teklemare has more.
The construction of Roha Medical Center in Addis Ababa would be a landmark to the health sector and a relief to Ethiopians who look for advanced medical services. Speaking on the launching ceremony, Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed said the construction of the medical center will help boost up the medical sector in Ethiopia, making the country a hub of African medical tourism.
በቱሪዝም ሴክተር ሰፋፊ ኢንቨስትመንት እያደረግን ቢሆንም ቱሪስቶች አንዱ ስጋታቸው በቂ የሆነ የሕክምና ማዕከል የለም የሚል ስለሆነ
Even though we are scaling up our tourism industry, we need more advanced health facilities in a way that serve international tourists, because tourists require basic facilities when they think of going somewhere for visiting. So, the construction of this medical center has multifaceted advantage to our country. Besides, it helps create more jobs for our newly granted nurses, as well as vital for technology transfer. Roha Medical Center will also be a relief for many Africans who want to be hospitalized in Ethiopia.
ከዚህም በተጨማሪ በርከት ያሉ የጤና ሙያተኞች
Deputy Mayor of Addis Ababa City, Adaanach Abeebe, lauded the construction of the project, citing its importance in saving huge foreign currency expense for medical purposes.
Upon fully operational, this project will not only serve residents of the city, but also others who may flock to Addis. Of course, Addis has a lot to be visited and a lot to feed, but it deserves to have an advanced medical center that can serve millions of people. In this case, Roha Medical Center will bring about significant change in the health sector. In addition, the center will help save huge amount of foreign currency spent for medical purpose. It also creates ample job opportunities to Ethiopian citizens.
Meanwhile, founder and chief executive officer of Roha Group, Brooks Washington, underscored the center will deliver advanced health treatments, including transplant and other services.
I'm here to introduce the medical campus, a $300 million investment to build an integrated healthcare campus right here where we're standing. The campus will provide high-quality, affordable care to over 100,000 patients annually and will be a global leader in healthcare. This campus is an initiative of the Roha Group, a company I started in 2013. Roha is an investment firm that builds companies in Africa. We have a long history in Ethiopia, and this is our most important market and our biggest presence. I first started working in Ethiopia when I started Juniper Glass, a company that now makes 200 million bottles every year in Degehabur. Since then, we have started other companies, including Ethiolis and Raxio Data Center, overseen investments of over $160 million into Ethiopia, and contributed to the community, including donating over $1.1 million to COVID relief efforts. We are proud to play a role in Ethiopia's economic transformation agenda. The Roha Medical Campus will be a transformative development. The campus will have 1,100 beds across 5 advanced hospitals, including a multi-specialty hospital, cardiac hospital, neurospinal hospital, women and children's hospital, and rehabilitation center, along with many other specialties, including cancer care, organ transplants, and more.
Upon fully operational, Roha Medical Center will incorporate 5 hospitals having an aggregate of 1,200 beds and 4,200 medical professionals.
markii ruuxi mudin biyo yar way dhaafeen qabalada way tigeen way soo noqdeen
leerkan waxaa fuliyay xafiiskayga waxaa fuliyay wakaaladda beecdiga naafada leerkan wuxuu hal abuur ka dhashay dhalinyaradii ka qalin jebisay TVEDka maamulka magaalada Degehabur ama kulliyadda farsamada iyo xirfadaha ee maamulka magaalada Degehabur waxaa dhacday in iyagu macnaha sanadkii hore waxaan fulinay 3 kilomitir oo leerka istiriideedka ah iyagoo macnaha kaashanaya fikirkooda iyo macnaha aaladan cusub iyo siyaasiyadan cusub iyo macnaha
waxaa kamid ahaa dadku inay ka noqdaan meelaha koonaha kale ilaa meesha bajaajka ma jirto maanta wayna arki waayaan ay galaamida ruuxa taagan ma arkayo halka naga soo
Welcome back. You are watching at this news hour. A comprehensive diplomatic strategy is said to be imperative to withstand pressures directed from the lower riparian countries and foreign enemies regarding the GERD. Ethiopian scholars make the remark while discussing the GERD issue with the Ethiopian news agency. The scholars advised that Ethiopia should insist on the ongoing negotiations under the auspices of the African Union. Goshumal Sazmar.
Ethiopia is faced with continued resistance from lower riparian countries in their laches regarding its mega dam being erected on the river Abai. The country has been busy debunking adverse comments and unfounded speculations from Egypt and Sudan about the dam. Talking to Ethiopian news agency, Ethiopian scholars advised to reverse the trend by forging a new kind of diplomatic strategy which focuses on offensive outsmarting the defending trend.
Many people played an important role in disseminating the right information about the dam through social and mainstream media in different languages. Though it was started by a few individuals, the campaign was lately joined by many who really care about Ethiopia. Different kinds of discussions and webinars have also been held in various platforms, but all these should be institutionalized. A well-formed diplomatic campaign should emerge from this time onwards. We do not have to receive agendas all the time. We need to set our own agendas too.
Water resource expert Faki Ahmed, for his part, said a resolute position of the lower riparian countries on the construction of the dam is creating problems in the Nile Basin, including the dam.
The pressure from the lower riparian countries will continue even after the completion of the dam. The only option we got is to prepare ourselves to successfully intercept their presumptuous agendas. It is also imperative to prevent a third party from intervening in this matter. No third party comes into negotiating the three countries out of compassion. They come with their interest, so we should not allow that to happen. And their interest is against our interest. Ethiopia should strengthen AU-sponsored negotiations to realize African solutions to African problems.
In the latest round of talks in Kinshasa, chaired by the current chairperson of the African Union, Felix Tshisekedi, Ethiopia reiterated its commitment to continue negotiations with the AU.
Ethiopian ambassador to the Sudan, Ibalt al-Amro, held discussion with Mohammed Sharif Abdullah, Under Secretary at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of the Sudan. They discussed on topics related to bilateral relations between the two countries, trilateral negotiations on GERD and the border disputes. On the occasion, Ambassador Amro briefed the Under-Secretary about an invitation that Ethiopia extended to Sudan to nominate dam operator for data exchange between the second filling of GERD commences. Regarding the border disputes, Yubeltal underscored the need to resolve the issue based on existing agreements and established committees. Under-Secretary Abdullah, for his part, commended Ethiopia's invitation for data exchange. The Under-Secretary recommended the two countries to resolve their border disputes through dialogue and their high-level political committee. Long-serving journalist and ambassador Tafarra Shaul says Egypt and Sudan shifty nature in each round of talks has disrupted the negotiation process. In an exclusive interview with ATV, the diplomat further recalled that Ethiopia played a significant role for the Sudanese transitional government and helped in lifting U.S. sanctions against the nation. He nevertheless pointed out that Sudan has proved ungrateful by siding with Egypt over the multi-billion-dollar dam being built on the river Nile. Gosha Maliso presents the story.
Commenting on the latest round of geared negotiation held between 4th and 6th of April in Kinshasa, DRC, the long-serving journalist and Ambassador Tafarra Shaul said Egypt and the Sudan have undermined the negotiation process by bringing irrelevant and self-contradictory agendas to the table.
In order to exercise their hegemony, their big power kind of the slave master attitude, they always bring one reason after another. Even in the negotiations, they keep on shifting the goalpost. Today they would seem to agree on one thing, and tomorrow they change their minds. So they are messengers of big powers whose interest is in Africa and African resources. Thank God the Ethiopian people have been consistent in their repulsion of this Egyptian approach. And unfortunately, the Sudanese are not known to be consistent in their foreign policy pursuits.
Tafarra reacted to President El-Sisi's latest provocative statement regarding the GERD by saying that it was reckless and unacceptable. Ethiopia did not take any water away from Egypt while filling the dam in July 2020, he said, adding, Egypt and the Sudan will still get water in abundance.
General El-Sisi said, nobody can take a drop of water from Egypt. Egypt has no water in the Nile Valley. It is Ethiopia's water that we are giving them. And then Abai, the Blue Nile, is the one that they are contesting. We are not taking any water. The water is still flowing. Whatever the good God gives us by way of rains, it accumulates. The Egyptians, the Sudanese are getting. And if we had been holding the water, the Nile wouldn't flow today. It is still flowing. They are still drinking water, thanks to the generosity of the Ethiopian people.
He underscored that if the Nile water is used in a regulated manner, the Sudan will enjoy more agricultural development and the Gulf countries will invest in the Sudan. But Egypt will not be happy about this. Tafarra noted that Ethiopia played a significant role in the creation of the Sudanese transitional government and that it helped get US sanctions against the Sudan be lifted.
When Ethiopia and Prime Minister Abiy helped them to lift the sanctions imposed on them, they are not even grateful. The United States sanctions were lifted thanks to Prime Minister Abiy's efforts. No, but they are not grateful. The Egyptians have never been grateful for the gift of the Nile that we gave them, because they always thought that they should control Ethiopia. They should come to the mountains.
Egypt and the Sudan are financing conflicts in Ethiopia to thwart the construction of Hydro Mega Dam, but that Ethiopia will prevail, the ambassador and journalist said.
Triggering conflicts here and there, financing small little shiftas here and there, it's nothing else. Ethiopia will prevail. We have prevailed for thousands of years and we will.
It is to be recalled that the latest round of talks over the mega dam in DRC, Kinshasa, ended in a deadlock.
So I will show you around the camp a little bit. Cars around one lion. Sometimes there were like 4 cars at one spot. Sometimes you were totally alone. For example, when we saw a rhino, we were like alone in the jungle. So we were totally happy we did this tour, and I think the price is all right, as you get like 3 nights of accommodation, you have food, you have the tour guide, and you also have the entrance fee for the park.
Last time to see a rhino so close.
Yeah, they're crossing the road.
Crossing.
Welcome back. You're watching at this news hour. Moving to the news from across the continent, Benin was up early on Sunday to cast their ballots in the 10th presidential election in a vote that has been marred by violence during campaigning. Incumbent President Patrice Talon is facing only 2 rivals. Other opponents are either exiled abroad or barred from running due to the new electoral code and institutional reform. Benin experienced a lackluster campaign in the south, but in the north, serious violence broke out after residents blocked roads and the army cleared the way using live ammunition. In the city of Sèvres, 2 people were killed, sparking the international community to urge an end to the violence and for a transparent and fair vote. According to the Autonomous National Electoral Commission, the roadblocks caused the delay in the deployment of electoral materials in the north. Nearly 5 million voters are expected in vote 15,000 polling stations. Results are expected on Monday or Tuesday. And finally, a lost ancient city has been discovered in Egypt, the largest ever found, according to the team that discovered it. Famed Egyptologist Zahi Hawass announced the discovery of the lost Golden City on April 8, saying the site was uncovered while searching for the mortuary temple of King Tutankhamun near Luxor, home of the legendary Valley of the Kings. According to the team that discovered it, the city consists of several neighborhoods and homes with walls nearly 3 meters high, a bakery, kitchen, and areas for making sandals and sewing clothing, and people who may have worn them.
We believe that this golden lost city is the most important discovery after the discovery of the tomb of Tutankhamun. I call it golden because it was found in the golden age of Egypt, 1391 BC. I called it lost city because it was lost. No one really believed that the city could exist here.
The discovery of this city has given us insight into the daily lives of ancient Egyptians. We've always believed that ancient Egyptian culture was one of death and resurrection, but now we know these details about the lives of the ancient Egyptian.
And a reminder of the headline. President Saleh Zode and Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed congratulated President Ismail Omar Guelleh on his election victory. That's all for this edition. Thank you for watching. Goodbye and stay safe.